Right now we're at 43 King Street, which is the site of the original National Sporting Club. Some of you who follow boxing might know that the National Sporting Club did evolve to other locations at times. It's currently today it's at Cafe Royal, which is not too far from here, and Mickey Helly at the dinner shows and things like that there. It did for a while move to the Hilton, the Grosvenor House Hotel in Mayfair, Park Lane. It was there for a while, but in 1891 this became not only the headquarters of the National Sporting Club, who, alongside Lord Lonsdale, who was the 5th Earl of Lonsdale, a guy called Hugh Lowther, he basically updated the rules, the Queensbury rules. To be honest, when I gave the handouts on the first one, didn't I? In the first one I gave you handouts that the ink wasn't working at the printer at the gym, which shows you when the rules came into effect and what they were. When you look at the National Sporting Club rules, they don't seem to be greatly different in any way from the Queensbury rules, to be completely honest with you, but they were modified and rebranded as such. Now, as well as being the headquarters, this became a very popular fight venue. It was a dinner show affair that you would see. It was quite an elitist crowd. It was the fancy and the well-to-do, and they would stage fights here. And it was those fights. I don't know if anybody ever been to those old school dinner shows, or anybody remembers them, where there was no cheering or clapping during the rounds. Everything was perfect silence except for the sound of boxing, basically. And then there would be polite applause at the end of a round. Now, the most significant thing about Lord Lonsdale, who was like essentially the what you call him, the patron of the National Sporting Club. What he left behind, his legacy for us, was the Lonsdale belt, which was something presented to the British champion each weight. The very first holder of a Lonsdale belt was a guy called William Ironman Haig, who beat another fellow called Gunner James Moore for that title in 1909, becoming the first Lonsdale belt holder. Now, rather inadvisedly as it turned out, shortly after winning the British title over Gunner James Moore, Haig decided to accept the fight with the visiting Canadian fighter called Sam Langford. Now, some of you might be familiar with the name Sam Langford, that he is, although he was never actually a world champion, he was universally regarded as one of the greatest 10 fighters who ever lived at any weight. And when I say at any weight, he campaigned very successfully from 140 pounds all the way up to heavyweight. He fought Joe Gans, the great lightweight champion, and he also fought Jack Johnson, the great heavyweight champion, and as John was just saying earlier, the first black heavyweight champion in the world, who won that title a year earlier in 1908. So that's the landscape you've got. Jack Johnson has just suddenly become the first black world heavyweight champion of all time, and only the third black world champion at any weight at that particular point. A year after that, William Ironman Haig has become the first Lonsdale belt holder, and he's decided to fight Langford at this very venue. Now, it didn't start out too badly for Haig. He hit Langford with a kind of pole-axing left hook in the second round, and Langford has gone down heavily. Now, one thing that great champions do is they have recruitative powers and they get up. And it seems to be like one of those shots when Larry Holmes got hit by Ernie Shavers. He said, if he'd have hit me a bit less hard, a bit less severely, it might have knocked me out. He said, but he hit me so hard, it was like an electric shock and my whole body was tingling, and I just jumped straight back up, you know. And the shot that Haig hit Langford with is said to have been a bit similar to that. And what he's got up and floundered his way through the rest of the round. And by the third round, Haig is a little bit too imbued with confidence in having scored the knockdown, and he's going out for the kill, and he's starting to punch himself out. Langford, a very artful guy. There are some videos of him on YouTube where you can appreciate he does look an incredible fighter, and some of the things you see him do, it almost looks like Floyd Mayweather walking somebody down. So it's a shame we don't have more footage of these guys, but some of these old masters would practice things. Obviously, in some ways, boxing has progressed and fighters have got better. In other ways, there are certain things which seem to be a lost art nowadays. So Langford has survived the second round knockdown. He started to come back a little bit in the third. In the fourth round, he hits Haig with a pulverising right hand and pretty much knocks him out cold. Now, you can imagine the scene. There's a lot of tuxedo guys all politely sitting at ringside, not saying a word. There's a man that knocks Spark out on the floor, and there's a funny black Afro-American fighter, almost as wide as he is tall, in the neutral corner. Haig's seconds are urging him to get up. The man's out cold, but they're rather foolishly saying to him, or superfluously urging him to rise. And legend has it that Langford strolled over to their corner, hung over the ropes, and said in his drawl, "Say, boys, he ain't getting up. That baby's out for keeps." And to me, It's staggering to think that one of the greatest fighters of all time fought in this building, where now appears to be a popular hangout for people who are a little bit down on their luck, perhaps, you know. But certainly, the Lonsdale belt is still the most beautiful belt in boxing. When a black man defeated the first Lonsdale belt holder, it obviously wasn't for the title because Langford wasn't eligible to fight for that British title. But Lord Lonsdale, presumably in accordance with the codes and the values of the day, said no black man shall ever hold this belt. Now I've made it my duty on every tour that we've done to produce a black man who has held the belt. Rather sensationally last time we went to the basement gym not too far from here that we're going to, and there was Darren Hamilton with Ian Napper's Lonsdale belt slung over his shoulder because Darren hadn't won the belt outright at that point. You will now know that he lost the bloody fight to Curtis Woodhouse. However, you were there, I believe, Claire. I don't know how you scored it. I don't know if Darren really lost the fight.
No, he won.
He won the fight, so that should be his property for keeps. As it happened, we had to borrow Ian Napper's belt, who was also a black man. And then later on, we got Julius Francis, who brought his belt to us at the Thomas and Beckett. As you all know, presumably by now, we're meeting Harold Graham, who's also won a Lonsdale belt outright. I don't know if he's bringing it with him. I didn't specify. I ideally hope he does bring it, because it's always nice to get pictures with it. But we have a mystery guest to meet now, who's not Darren Hamilton or Spencer Field or anybody like that. I know some of you thought it might be Prince Nassim Hamed. I can say the man I'm bringing fits that description in every way, but he's not Prince Nassim Hamed. He does know Naz quite well, and he said he would phone him and ask him if he'd come today. He hasn't. I think the likelihood is he won't be there, but he did say he would try to get Naz there. If not, we'll try to speak to him on the phone. But this guy is a great talent in his own right, and one of the biggest wasted talents I've ever worked with in my boxing career up to this point. And I think we should go and meet him because I think we're a bit late.